Hi guys, welcome back to Marvel Contest of Champions. It has come to that point where I said I'd do the video, I didn't do it, so here it is. This is the roster reboot video. And why is it referred to as a roster reboot? Well, I've got my little list here of champions that I've got to change with regards to their rank and position. I thought I'd do this a lot earlier, but then when we had 12.0.1, I decided that I would hold off and just kind of see what would really happen with the game as to my focus on who would be deranked, ranked up, and then where they could fit into my roster. So I'm going to make some changes. So what I want to do is take you back in time, not in a DeLorean with some bloke called Doc Brown, because that's just weird, but when I did the video about preparation for the 1st of March update. So in that video, sir, I did a little bit of a kind of a recce on what I had and what I was interested in, and kind of give you an idea of like what my pre-plans were to derank a few champions because I don't use them, and awaken certain champions for whatever reason. Has that changed, Rich? Yeah, I think it has. Like, I thought I would be deranking a lot more than I'm actually going to derank. And with regards to the current roster, because that's important as well, this is the easiest kind of way to kind of look at it before I start just hammering into. This is what I've got and the ranks. I've only considered rank 2 of the 5 stars and rank 4 and upwards on the 4 stars. Reason being, they're the most interesting. 330s, couldn't care less. But I need those tier 4 basics and tier 4 catalysts. So to start off with, Cyclops is rank 2, Dormammu is rank 2, Captain Marvel is rank 2, Spider-Man rank 2, Storm rank 2. We've then got on the 4-star roster, rank 5s for Cap, World War 2, Ultron, Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, Miss Marvel, and then Rocket Raccoon, Nightcrawler, Elektra, Yellow Jacket, Spider-Man Symbiote, Cyclops 90s, Magic, Agent Venom, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, Vision, Age of Ultron, Juggernaut, and Thor. The main kind of focus point, and before anybody, I'd say, questions my logic on why I am choosing to derank certain champions and then promote other ones up, it all kind of stems with regards to use. Certain champions that I like using, and also certain champions that I think and my alliance really like using in Alliance Wars, they will remain. So for example, ones that go into Alliance Wars for the purpose of defense are Nightcrawler and Symbiote Spidey. So those two that are going to remain, and they're absolutely fine. They don't get punished at all. With regards to other rank 5s, Ultron will go in as well, so that's 3 of them. And then usually it is Juggernaut, but I'm getting a bit bored of using Juggernaut. I want to use something else, something new. And the idea maybe to put Dormammu when he's awakened onto a stun immune node and see how he plays out. But I think it's largely based on the signature level, so I probably wouldn't be inclined to use him in that capacity. But maybe using other champions in some capacity, which we'll kind of figure out as we go. But the things that are I have a most kind of like start point on is the awakening gems and what I'll be using them on. So let's, without further ado, get on with awakening some champions and rebooting the roster, and coming back at the end and seeing what's changed from the first case of affairs to the second case of affairs. And the advantage is plenty of rank down tickets to use. So if one makes a mistake and finds that their champions aren't going as effectively as possible, then we've got plenty remainder and left over to then change the turn of the tide. Right, let's start off with the awakening, and that's what we're going to do now. Is first of all, the first character I'm going to awaken, and I will be leaving one 4-star awakening gem for just for shoots and giggles purposes. Shoots and giggles. So one awakening gem is being used. I'm going to use it on Wolverine. And we're going to go into why I'm using it on Wolverine. I've got 3 in total. 1 is being used now, and then I'll have some more later on. So use more items on Wolverine. Got 13 here. I am going to use all 13 on him based on his... Actually, first, let's have a look at the change. What changes from the point of his signature ability going up? So cellular regeneration. So Wolverine's natural healing factor accelerates, granting cumulative regeneration with a fixed 8% chance to recover up to 385.9 health based on the current power levels. There's no significant changes elsewhere, so let's put some more signature. So let's just keep that number in mind, 385.9. So now let's add on some more signature stones. I've always wanted this character. Like, you guys that follow me know how much I've wanted this character from day dot. So we're adding 14 signature stones onto here. Let's have a cellular. Wow, so there's a big jump already just by adding a further 13 signature stones onto the character. Chance to recover up to 1,200.63 health based on current power levels. Excellent, a great amount of cellular regeneration, which fantastic. Got bleed as well, great. This champion is a great one. Wolverine's fantastic. He's one of these ones where you can fight long-ended battles and still not worry too much about your health. The kind of the good old days when we used to have the Scarlet Witch and the Crit Chance team. But we're sort of kind of like out of the woods of those glory days, and we're kind of now looking for new champions. I think it was when we were going to hear that we were going to get Rogue, and I did this kind of thing. I said that she would be one of the best champions in the game, based on life steal as well as power steal, and it's quite strange how then things come about that something that you tipped then becomes a popular character. The same thing I did actually the same with Dr. Voodoo. I kind of tipped him to be really kind of great with regards to his spirit venom and the way that's applied. So yeah, it's kind of odd the way that things shift from one to the other. I will be ranking them up in a moment, but I'm just going to get the awakenings out of the way. The next character that we've got to awaken is Dormammu, and what I want to do, same principle as before. Let's have a look at Soul Leech. Obviously, this hasn't been unlocked. Dormammu uses his opponent's power as a link to reach deep within their souls, tying those powers to their very life energies, causing them to waste away from the inside out. And this goes hand in hand with stuff with regards to when the dark energy charge is gained. Each time your opponent's power level goes up to 100. When the charge reaches 100, it will consume by the next attack. Blah 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 blah. Dark energy, yep. And while a soul bond is active, each dark energy charge you gain also charges the soul bond up to 100. So I'm gonna have to remember when I'm using this character to kind of play between doing these medium attacks and heavy attacks, and just kind of like see about trying to kind of reapply this soul leech. So without further ado, let's add that in and see what soul leech is all about. Obviously I will be road testing a lot of these characters out more fully. So the soul leech, here it is. Dormammu uses opponent's power, deep with their soul, each time a buff expires on his opponent, Dormammu has up to 100% chance to degenerate them for 618.82 direct damage. Ooh, direct damage. Over 10 seconds, the chance of this ability triggering increases the longer it's been since was last triggered. Great. Now I am looking to see those soul leeches being placed on. So let's have a look then. Let's just keep again that in our mind of 618.82, 618.82, 618.82, 618.82, 6.1.82, and then we'll add on these. So we're up now. Put them up to 12 on the soul leech. We'll now go back to soul leech and 817. That's not really. It's not really increased, but we'll make the champion better in time. Who knows? I'll have to get it in some fights to get an idea. The next champion that we've got to awaken, I'm pretty certain is, because I have, and I need to double check this, I'm pretty certain it's Phoenix. Yeah, I've got 2 Mystic Awakening gems. I am not using them. One of them I'm not using on. So I'm saving the 2 because if I get Mordo, I'll use it on Mordo. If I get Dr. Voodoo, I'll use it on Dr. Voodoo. So that's the kind of the plan. That those 2 characters I've kind of earmarked them for. I've saved a generic one back, so I've got 2 to use on Cosmic. We'll get back to the other one in a moment. So I've got 2 to use. And I am going to go with Phoenix for this one. Phoenix is going to get the Awakening. I'm still going to save back that other one. Not sure about Ronan. I would like to use it on Ronan. Venom, yeah. A lot of these characters I don't actually use that much. Phoenix I've actually been really using a little bit more and kind of getting to know the champion. So that is the kind of justification. I'm enjoying using a champion. That is the reasons that I'm using the champion. I like the Fury aspect, which makes the character really, really strong with regards to the hits. The Phoenix, the Rise of the Phoenix. Obviously, let's just have a quick look at that. Fury buffs, yep. Armor breaks, yep. That's the 2 things that I really like about the character. So once per fight, when the Phoenix is struck by a blow that would knock her out. Okay, so this is then the Phoenix, the Rise of the Phoenix. That's another aspect of the character I like. It's kind of like saying Punisher, but with regeneration. To a degree. I know people will say that's a load of rubbish, but it pretty much is the case that it's regeneration at the point of being, endurance, because the character can't be hit during that time period. Now, obviously, we want to see if that can go up. So 313. Can we use items? Well, I've got 18. Now, I think what I might do in this case is I'm not going to use all of these signature stones on Phoenix. I will probably put her up to 10. Can we use... How many have we got in total? We've got... Okay, 10 will go to Phoenix here. And the other one I'm going to put on Thor. Make him a little bit more powerful than he is. He's great at the moment, so he could be a good justification to kind of put up in the future. So 313... How much does that go to if we add 10? So adding 10 on to Phoenix. And like I said before in the video, I'm choosing characters that are new to my roster and I find them interesting or different, because I don't really want to use... It makes the game more exciting if I'm using different champions and kind of testing out, rather than going, right, let's just go with the same old champions time and time again, which I think Caban were trying to do. So that has gone up by a little bit, not a huge amount with regards to the health coming back. But yeah, again, why I'm using the character, and I will probably do a video on why I chose this character, of all the characters as well. All attacks gain 100% chance to incinerate the opponent, dealing 59.7 energy damage over 6 seconds. The effect also removes perfect block chance and reduces block proficiency by 50% while it's active. Pretty helpful. I'm gonna have to use this champion more. It just sounds really appealing. Heavy attacks gain 100% chance to armor break, reducing armor rating by 633.33 for 10 seconds. Again, helpful. Overload on 11 fury buffs. On entering Overload, all Phoenix charges are immediately consumed and Phoenix begins to consume fury buffs periodically. All attacks have a 25% chance to stun incinerated targets. Okay, cool. Offensive and defensive power gains is reduced by 80%. On reaching Fury charge, Phoenix stops overloading and generates 1 Phoenix charge. Great. Special 1, gain 10% power for each Phoenix Force charge, consuming all but one of them. Consuming it. It all seems pretty simple stuff, and it's all about the Phoenix Force and Phoenix Force charges and stuff like that. And we'll really have to kind of put her into a battle situation to kind of really find out how good these Furies, the armor breaks, and the Phoenix Force charges, as to, is it going to be a champion that I'm going to use a lot more in the future? And I think so. On paper, the champion looks great. But obviously, this is the roster reboot, so obviously we've got to get some more new champions in, more awaken, and then sort out the ranking around. Next champion I've chosen to awaken is Cable. Cable's been a champion that I've wanted for ages. If you follow my videos, you will know that I've been talking about the champion for the point of going, oh yes, I want this champion awakened. Now, I chose to apply all those mutant signature stones onto Wolverine, and the reason being that I just feel that I'll be using Wolverine a bit more than Cable. I do think Cable's going to be one of these champions that I'm going to enjoy and create a maybe rank 4 synergy group with, but it was just to get that ability awakened. So Cable's immersed mutant power are hampered by having to constantly keep the techno-organic virus in check. As the strength of the virus, Cable has a 20% chance to gain 16.5 power over 10 seconds each time he fills a bar of power. Great, and it's all about power. Love the regeneration part of the champion as well. It means he's going to be utilized in so many different ways, and I think I'm going to be using more in Master, and also I think it's all about enjoying the characters in Arena. And I do enjoy him unawakened, but I feel that awakened there's like more chances to play around with power. I think power gain is really important for stuff like Master mode. Champions that bring down power, like Power Steal, and bring down opponents' power seem to be a better focus point for Master, because when you're facing against enemies, they gain those power bars so much faster than the standard character based on well, they're meant to be a little bit harder, so there's justification for that. Right, I think that's the end of part 1 with regards to awakening champions. Join me in part 2 when we will be doing the rank ups and rank downs.